The time has come for the mining episode. So before we get to the actual mining bit, there's a few things we need to do. One of them is we're going to put a volume pump over here for our Stirling engine gas. Now, oh, of course I pulled that out of there in preparation for mining stuff. First we want to vent that. I see it's close to freezing the carbon dioxide. It probably would have broken a pipe if there was more in it. So the problem with our setup now is that the pressure in the pipe isn't as high as it used to be. So getting getting gas into the pipe for the Stirling engine loop, we can't get very much at a time. So we're gonna put a volume pump in there. Now I'm gonna leave the valve because if our power is completely depleted, the pump won't be able to run. So I need to allow us to turn that on, turn the valve to allow a little bit in there. That should give us enough power to where we can turn on the. Oh, and I connected it to the wrong side. Let me rearrange the cable here. It wouldn't be Stationeers without a distraction. Yeah, dangling cables. A lot of this base is still in a temporary state. Okay, let's see how that did. Oof. Yeah, the problem is with the low pressure we have in here, it's going to take a lot of power just to put much in there. So yes, that is a problem with it, is that now we're spending power to make power. Uh, but until we get more gas in that tank back there, we're gonna have to spend a bit. I shouldn't need the Atmos analyzer anymore, so we're gonna pull that out of there. Now, yet we have a bunch of batteries laying around now, and I would like to consolidate them, so I'm going to print a battery charger. We have the small battery charger, but that only holds two. So we're to place the larger variant. If I can fiddle things right. I don't like the placement of this very much, but we're gonna deal with it. I am connecting it to the right cable now. I'm not going to leave this on all the time, but I want to have the option of charging up a bunch of batteries all at once. I think we might have a couple of smalls laying around still. And yes, there's going to be some filler here because the actual mining bit, I don't want to do too much of the actual mining on screen, or not the amount that we're going to need anyway, because then I'd have to just fill it with fill the time with chit chat of some kind, and I don't want to do that. So I'm going to print the pneumatic drill. Um, we'll use it a little bit just to show you that it exists, but it's not a great drill. I guess maybe it is, and I just since I've never used it, it's a hidden gem. Now, one of the upgrades I forgot to print before, and this one you can do very early on because it's just iron and copper, is the space pack. This basic jetpack is actually inferior to the space pack when it comes to jetting around, the jetpack portion of it, which is really funny because the basic jetpack takes steel. I'm not sure if that's an oversight by the devs or kind of what's going on there, but Maybe there's some kind of hidden advantage in the basic jetpack that I just don't know about. We also forgot to print Mining Belt Mark II and Tool Belt Mark II. I had even accounted for the Constanton and iron that would take, but I just never went through with it. Oh, let's not waste power here. I'm gonna turn that off. I forgot to grab the tier 1 drill from in here. I'll just leave that on. I'll just be in here for a second. Tier 1 drill. So yes, things have been occurring in here.
Air tank critical.
Top that off while I'm in here. Okay. Put both of those in there for now. Let's swap over to the space pack. Just gonna drag all the separate things up here. And then drag it over like that. Put that in there for safekeeping. So, Tool Belt Mark II has 12 slots. It has the standard 8 tools, 2 extra tools, and also ordinary slots. So you can put anything you want in these 2 slots. Very handy. Quite the upgrade. We'll worry about that one later because we don't really need the. Well, I suppose I could use a couple extra space. So let's go ahead and swap one out. Put our standard tools in the standard places. And mainly this is just in case I need those extra 2 slots there. And the other tool belt, we're just going to set aside for later. I just figured since I was printing it, I'd print them both. Did we? No, there's one more, or, well, a few more things we need from here. So the Inconel we printed last episode is going to be used for the sensor lenses. And I'll kind of show you what those are. I do what I can to make a straight line for these because they are extremely powerful, and you'll see what I'm talking about here pretty soon. They are why I was waiting to do the mining episode. Now I dislike the obnoxious yellow color, so we're gonna paint them black. They still have yellow on them, unfortunately. They take a battery, so we're gonna run over here and grab one of our large batteries. Put that in there, and you can see they take something else. Scanner processing unit. So if you look in the menu here, there's 3 options. I'm going to print all 3 of them so I can kind of show you what they are. Even though this is just a mining, or this is mainly a mining episode, I'm going to cover what these do as well. Okay, that one's the Celestial scanner. It's printing the T-ray scanner. Is this one here? Okay, that is the Celestial. That one's the ore scanner. That's the one we still need. So, Celestial scanner. Let's go ahead and equip that, turn it on. You can see it gets kind of a weird wavy line thing, but it shows you celestial objects. You can see all the extra work that they've put into putting all those extra bits into the game. I don't think there's any over this way, no. Oh, there we go. Yeah, so there is a few things. Earth. Okay. So that is the celestial scanner. We will probably never use it again. I don't think it even has any utility for the rockets. I think we can switch that off now. Next, we'll show you the T-ray scanner. So let me just go ahead and switch this on. It has that same kind of wavy look, uh, but it shows us all the cabling. These you could have seen anyway, but you can see there's a brighter highlight, and we actually can see through the walls and see all of our cable and all of our pipe. This is fantastic when you're working in your base and you want to make sure you don't, you know, break into a pipe that you shouldn't, or not break into a pipe that you should. You know, one of the things. I think it's also great for seeing where broken pipes are. All right, so I'm going to swap the belts here. And I suppose I should actually equip the mining belt since we're going to be doing a mining episode. For now, I'll put the... Oh, let's open it just to make sure it switches. So I want to access the heavy mining drill. We've gone through the terrain manipulator, so we're not going to worry about that one. I'm just going to file this mining belt over here with the other one. And that looks awesome. The canisters, a little bit of a bug there. The sensor lenses, I think I typically place the T-ray scanner here, and usually I have the ore scanner equipped. Let's drop off a couple of things we don't need. We don't need the spray gun. We kind of don't need the beacon, but we're going to switch it on before we leave. So I'm just going to do that. I right click to turn it on, and see, you can see the yellow glow, which means it's functional. The battery hasn't even changed, which means these last a lot longer than they used to, which is fantastic. And yeah, we're probably going to review a little bit. I think I've gone over how the tracker works before, or maybe that's one of those bits that hit the cutting room floor. I don't know for sure. So the reason that this is in the mining episode, the whole tracker bit, is because it's important when you're out and about looking for ore that you find your way back. So I equipped the tracker cartridge in the tablet, and you have to scroll wheel because there's multiple options. Each player in the game is one of the options, and each tracker or beacon is an option. And there we go. Yeah, I just scrolled to the tracking beacon, and now no matter where I go, it's pointing me towards that beacon. So we can get home when we're done. Okay, I don't need anything in there. Let's see, yeah, there's the pneumatic drill. We'll start with the regular drill here, just so you can see it all in one go, kind of what our upgrades do for us. So tier 1 for finding ores is the ore scanner, the regular ore scanner cartridge. And yep, we're reviewing still. It sucks though. Sometimes they're kind of offset. I can't even see that one as far as I can tell, unless it's offset that far. It's monochrome, so you have no idea what you're looking for. And that, yeah, that's about all we want to deal with on that one. Now we have the color ore scanner, and you can see it actually has different colors for the different ores. Let's go over to the silicon and see what kind of color that one is. Where did that silicon go? There it is. And of course we still can't see that one. Is it kind of a blue? And we can't really see that one either. Awesome. So yes, you can see why um, those those tend not to get used. Hopefully they make some improvements on them in the future because they are bad. Let's go ahead and dig up some silicon with the tier 1 drill. Now, one thing I haven't covered, there is what's called a Mark II drill. People often think that that's a higher level drill. It isn't. It's a drill that functions in higher pressures, uh, such as Venus. Uh, it does not run faster than this drill, or if it is, it's not very significant. And as you can see, this digging is fairly painful, really slow, takes quite a few hits to actually pick up the nodes. We are going to file this away under I'm glad we've moved on. The pneumatic drill. If you look at the pneumatic drill, it still has the standard on and flatten. I wonder if I right click. Okay, if I right click, it doesn't do anything yet because it doesn't have a gas canister. It actually requires a gas canister to run.
Waste tank critical.
So we're just going to run this for a little bit. Let's right click. Yep, that does on off. Set flatten is still an option. You can see it's ticking down. Interesting. It's actually ticking down as it's on. Oh, that is a bit faster than the regular mining drill, and we're not even that high of pressure. So yeah, from the looks of it, this probably is a decent upgrade, especially if you don't want to use electricity, use battery power for mining.
Oxygen low.
But this one we also will file under, or we've moved on. Okay, so now we've got the heavy mining drill. That one's going to be our standard going forward. Um, you can see how much faster, just crazy speed on digging up. I probably should have covered the scanners after covering the different tiers of drills, because everybody's probably wondering what the sensor lenses do for us. Before we get there, I want to talk about a little bit just kind of mining theory. Now I tend to leave little bits like this when I find a deposit, and then I'll kind of leave the bits that I don't mine out, so that if I come back later, I know kind of where, what resource is here, and then where I left off. Unless I plan to mine out everything, and then I don't bother leaving that bit up there. Just kind of a little suggestion. Find your own find your own style when it comes to that kind of thing. Uh, if you're using the jetpack, that is great if you're looking for specific resources, especially silver, lead, cobalt, which, hey, look, there's some cobalt. Because they're more rare. It's harder to find those. Gold actually isn't terribly rare, but you do need a lot of it. So that one's a little important. Let's go ahead and dig up some of this cobalt. Now let's say you don't have room in your backpack, and you want to, you want to come and mine this cobalt later. A little trick you can do. You do need your tracking beacon on to help you with this. Um, so we know the base is that way, but we're actually going to face this other direction so that we don't have to do math, because math is evil. Uh, Line it up so that the arrow points straight down as close as you can get it, because you want that heading to be as accurate as possible. So we look down here, heading of 322 and distance of 131. So let's head back, kind of head back a little closer to the base, so you can kind of see what I'm talking about here. Now we'll just assume that we were at the base. 322 was our heading. You can see right out that way, and then you just go to the distance. I think it was 132. I didn't mark it down. This is how I have a few race resources kind of plotted out already. I've got a list of them in my kind of working document that I've got for this series. Just so I need them. If I need them, I can come find them pretty easily. But there we go. That's kind of the mining theory stuff. Now, um, only at about 20 minutes. I try to keep them, in the 30-minute range, the episodes. But it looks like we're probably not gonna to hit that mark because now I'm gonna show you kind of the final tier of mining, which is the heavy mining drill in conjunction with the sensor lenses and a couple of hard mining backpacks because you need them. I tend to keep my jetpack here, or well, now space pack, in the offhand just so I have ready access to swap out the hard mining backpack. Let's go ahead and turn on these sensor lenses so you can see just how powerful they are. Uh, it's basically X-ray vision for ores. Not only are they different colors, it also even shows the element. So cobalt is Co, iron is Fe. This is on the table of elements. If you're familiar with that, you nerds. And yes, I'm a nerd too, so it's not an intention to insult. Uh, Si is silicon. That's more iron, silicon. I'm trying to see. I think, yeah, I'm not seeing any silver, but silver is Ag and it's also white. It's hard to differentiate from a distance between silicon and silver. So silver occasionally might be a little bit tough for us to find. But now to wrap things up, I'm just going to zip through here and grab a whole bunch of these resources like a madman. We're targeting that cobalt because I'm going to need quite a bit of cobalt. The next episode is going to be our super alloys episode, and I might have some filler on crafting some base upgrades. We'll have to see. I don't have a jetpack anymore, so I have to kind of dig out like that, or just swap it. That's why I'm carrying it with me. But yeah, 310 cobalt, that's going to be pretty crazy. One advantage with these lenses is now I can just dig straight down, start grabbing the resources, and then if I jetpack out, I've just got a single hole on the surface. It's not the ugly trenches that I've been digging so far. And don't worry, I'm not going to collect all of the resources I need on hand because I think it's pushing 1,000 ore that I'm going to need for all the alloys I'm going to be making. Because those super alloys are a 4-to-1 ratio, uh, and I'm going to basically print all of them that I'm going to need. Like the haste alloy, there's only one thing that uses haste alloy, and it only takes 10. So when you're making haste alloy, don't don't make a lot of it because as of yet anyway, there's no use for it. Except multiplayer, of course. Each player might want the night vision goggles, which that's its own the only thing that uses haste alloy. In fact, vacuum up some of this yummy gold. It's another one that I'm going to need a lot of. Uh, you'll see that occasionally you get you get these little random bits that kind of stick out here. I'm not sure exactly what's going on there. I know sometimes you will see nodes where it shows two of them. I think that one right there is one of them, isn't it? Oh no, that one only displays gold. But yeah, occasionally you'll have two resources that are in the same spot, and when you dig up whichever resource it is, it will leave one of these out there. But I think I've seen it where occasionally they'll just remain out in the middle of nowhere anyway. It's not an overlapping resource. So I think there's kind of two causes from it. I'm not sure what it is or what causes that to happen, but if you have that happen, just be on the lookout so you don't go, oh, I missed one, and waste a bunch of time traveling back to it.
Hydration critical.
Hydration critical, awesome. Well, that's probably a good time to wrap things up. As you can see, I've already got, what is that, over 12 stacks? And yeah, they're partials, so it's not 12 full stacks. In just a few minutes of mining, now is where you can catch up on all your resource needs. Okay, now I'm gonna do my sign out, so I'm gonna stop mining, turn these off because it's probably a little annoying. All right. Be sure to catch the next episode because we're going to use all these resources that I'm going to mine here and make a whole bunch of super alloys. It's going to be uh, it probably won't take very long, but it's going to be a lot of resources in rapid succession. I'll probably have to record some filler, make some of the machines that we're going to be using. But all right, we'll see you then.